many solutions. Revenue and cost functions. A company produces and sells X units of a product. The revenue function, using R, is equal to the price times the number of units that are sold. In other words, if I sell 10 bicycles and I charge $50 each, to figure out how much revenue I make, I would multiply the $50 times the 10 units, and I would have $500 in revenue. Revenue is the money coming in. The cost function is the fixed cost plus the cost per unit times the number of units you sell. Fixed cost would be something like rent or a mortgage cost. Is the same amount every month. Doesn't matter how many bicycles you make, it's going to be the same amount every month. It's called a fixed cost. Cost per unit, that would be like for the materials for the bike. So if I make one bicycle, that would be less cost than if I were to make 10 bicycles. I'm talking about the cost per unit here. Revenue, money coming in. Cost, money going out. Where those two intersect, that's called the break-even point. Break-even point, you're not making money, you're not losing any money. A company is planning to manufacture radically different wheelchairs. Fixed costs will be $500,000, and it will cost $400 to produce each wheelchair. Each wheelchair will be sold for $600. Write the cost function. Remember, the cost function is equal to the fixed cost. Well, they told us it will cost us $500,000. Plus the cost for each unit times X. Well, it costs $400 for each wheelchair times X. The revenue function, how much we're going to sell it for, $600, times the number of wheelchairs that we sell. Determine the break-even point and describe what this means. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two and we are going to solve them. It's a system of equations. We're going to solve it. Okay. So what I want to know is, when will 600x equal 500,000 plus 400x? When will the revenue equal the cost? I'm going to solve that, subtract 400x. I'm left with 200x equals 500,000. divide by 200. And you get x equals 2,500. Describe what that means. So if I make and sell 2,500 wheelchairs, then I won't be making any money, I won't be losing any money. No profit, no loss. Now, if we take that 2,500 and substitute it back in, we'll notice that we have a revenue of 1,500,000. It would also be cost of 1,500,000. So, if we make and sell 2,500 wheelchairs, it will cost us $1,500,000, and we will have revenue of $1,500,000. Profit function is if we subtract those two functions that we just found. If we take the revenue and subtract the cost, that will give us profit. In the example that we just did, our revenue function was 600x. If we subtract our cost function, which was 500,000 plus 400x, be very careful here. You're subtracting the entire function. That means you have to put parentheses around it and distribute the negative. And simplify, we get 200x minus 500,000. That will tell us how much profit we'll make for each, for the number of wheelchairs we make. So if we graph that function then, and let's say we make 5,000 wheelchairs, we can expect a profit of about $500,000. Here. Homework is 4 through 44 every 4. I also want you to do 51 through 56 all.